served in the IDF in the defense of the State of Israel. We thank them for their service to our people. We would like to ask Jeremy Kugelman, Andy Eagle, and Josh Siegel, who all served in the Golani Infantry Brigade, to please share with us the memory of one of their fellow soldiers.
There is a substantial difference between understanding the notion of individual sacrifice and truly knowing such an individual. Sharing meals with them, sharing a room with them, sharing ideas with them, and then suddenly having that reality stripped away in an instant, that makes it personal. That makes it real. For one to sincerely grasp the reality of something as tragic as a young man's life being cut short in the defense of his beliefs, one needs to personally connect with a story. Knowing someone, or knowing about someone, makes it real. For this reason, we would like to briefly share with you the story of our dear friend and fellow soldier, Netanel Moshiashvili, Zechro, or just Shvili, as he was and still is called by his friends. Shvili was killed by terrorists while patrolling the Gaza border on June 1st, 2012. Just speaking about Shvili in the past tense, less than a year since he was killed, is difficult enough. Shvili grew up in Ashkelon in a Haredi community and attended a yeshiva that discouraged army service. When he was 16, he decided to leave yeshiva and switch to a regular high school so that he could eventually join the IDF. He decided to join the IDF out of the love and passion that he felt towards the State of Israel and a desire to follow in the footsteps of his own father, who years before had also served as a medic in the Golani Brigade. This didn't come as a surprise to anyone, though, because that's the type of person Shvili was. While he was known for being lighthearted, telling jokes, and making people laugh, even making our commanders laugh, something which was no easy task, he held his commitment and love for Israel in the highest regard and refused to settle for anything less than becoming a combat medic in the Golani Brigade. His constant imitations and movie quotes made training easier for all of us, and his sheish-beish skills were unrivaled. But when it came time to be serious, he wanted nothing more than to help everyone he could by protecting the land, the people, and his family and friends. He was known to be one of the top medics within the unit. Even when it wasn't demanded of him, he used to practice his medic training over and over again until it was second nature. People used to jokingly pretend to avoid him during training because they were worried he was going to call them over in order to practice inserting an IV. Eventually, although at our own expense, he was able to insert an IV while blindfolded. At one point during his service, he was sent to be part of the Greater Battalion's medical platoon, a group of medical soldiers responsible for the entire battalion, but he eventually asked to rejoin his pluga so that he could fight next to the very friends that he trained with. Shvili wanted to be as close to them as possible, so if God forbid anything happened, he would be right by their side to save their lives. Because of his devotion and his expertise, Shvili was appointed to be the medic of the entire pluga. Not long after, only months before he was supposed to finish his army service, Shvili was on patrol along the Gaza border when a terrorist, armed with grenades and a machine gun, breached the security fence separating Gaza and Israel. The terrorist opened fire on the patrol, taking Shvili from us, who, being the first to engage the terrorist, was closest at the time. Nati gave his life for what he had held most dearly. His bravery allowed the rest of the patrol the opportunity to react and kill the terrorist, thus saving the lives of his fellow soldiers, his friends, and untold others. We are forever grateful, and we will forever keep you in our minds and in our hearts.
I had the unique opportunity of speaking with Nati's sister just the other week. The appreciation she expressed goes beyond words. Our commemoration of Nati in America, 6,000 miles away from his burial, is a tremendous honor to his family. I would like to share with you tonight a letter that I received from Nati's sister, originally written in Hebrew. We were very moved when we heard that friends of Nati's from the army, who are now living in New York, were taking part in a Yom Hazikaron ceremony in which Nati, Hashem Yikum Damo, would be commemorated. The thought that my brother's name could cross continents and oceans, and not just his name, but his character, his way of life that was filled with happiness, substance, love of his homeland, and meaning in everything, big or small, that this can be passed on to you, that you may not only know who Nati was, but in a way revive him. For if we take even one small aspect of his character, we can feel his presence and cause him to live amongst us once again, if not in body, then at least in spirit. We, Netanel's family, are sincerely grateful to all of you. It gives us so much strength to hear that Netanel is being remembered. We are there with you, and we send our warmth and love, and we hope to see you soon here in Israel. Yours truly, Mishpachat Moshiashvili. Right now, even those of us who have never met or spoken to Nati have become a part of his legacy. Zechro, Baruch.
Andy will now light a candle in memory of Nati and our entire nation's fallen. This is one candle and one individual, but it represents each of the 25,578 who have given their lives for a single purpose, the protection of the people of Israel. Please rise for the reciting of Kel Millet.
El Moler Achamim, Shochein Mamromim, Hamitzei Nuchon Chono, Al Kanfei Hashchina, B'ma'alos Kedoshim, Tahorim V'Giborim, Kizoar Harakia Mazhirim, Nishmos HaKadoshim, Shenilchamu B'chol Marchos Yisrael, B'machteres, U'vitzvah Hagana Yisrael, V'shenaflu B'milchamatom, U'masru Nafshom, Al Kedushas Hashem, Ha'am V'Haaretz, Ba'avur, She'anu Mispalalim Li'ilui Nishmosehem, Lochein, Baal Harachamim, Yastirein B'Seisa Knafov, Li'olamim, V'Yitzror, Tzor hachayim es nishmosehem, Adonai hu nachlasom, B'gan Eden menuchasom, V'yanuchu b'shalom al mishkevasom, V'sa'amod v'chol Yisrael shkusom, V'yamdu l'gorolam l'keit chayamin, B'nomar Amen.